Imagine the dark, not the soft black of night, but the absolute, crushing void between the stars. It is silent. It is infinite. Now, picture something impossibly old, moving through that silence. A traveler from a time before the dinosaurs walked the earth. For 760 million years, it flew alone. It's a massive, blackened rock, a celestial ghost, moving at an impossible speed. It carries the cold texture of deep space. One night, a distant telescope caught the faintest light of flicker where there should be nothing. This object has just crossed the threshold of our cosmic home, the Oort Cloud. It is an intruder. It is a piece of alien space. Its speed is terrifying. Its origin is impossible. What secret does this ancient wanderer carry? And what happens now that it is finally here? The discovery started like any other. A team of observers is running routine sky surveys. Then came the anomaly, a data point that defied orbital mechanics. The object wasn't following a simple ellipse around the sun. Its path was hyperbolic. This meant one critical, terrifying thing. It was not from here. It was interstellar. Its velocity was unprecedented for a solar system object. We named it 3I. The third confirmed Interstellar Interloper. Initial calculations placed its origin at perhaps 100,000 astronomical units, 100,000 times the distance from the Earth to the Sun. That is a truly incomprehensible journey. The sheer size of the object was alarming, far larger than any comet we had tracked in decades. For months, it was only a data signature, a ghost moving silently through the deep frost of the Oort Cloud. We knew it was coming, but we didn't know what it was. The tension in the observatory rooms was thick. Every night, telescopes flashed, desperately trying to catch its distant, faint light. The clock was ticking. The object was accelerating as it fell toward the sun. Soon, it would cross the orbit of Neptune. Soon, we would see its face. When it crossed into the region of the gas giants, the view finally sharpened. What we saw changed everything. Most comets are frozen, dirt, and water ice. They have a known chemical fingerprint. This one was different. Its light analysis revealed a highly complex, unique isotopic signature. It was confirmed. This material had not been formed in our local stellar nebula. It was truly alien. This was not merely a rock passing through. It was a time capsule. For 760 million years, this object had been deep frozen, preserving molecules and elements from its birth star Systema, system long dead. Scientists realized they were looking at pristine primordial matter. We felt a deep awe, a humbling understanding of the sheer age of the cosmos. But the real shock came from its physical appearance. It didn't look like a comet. It was dark, almost pitch black, reflecting almost no light. Its surface texture was likely coated in a thick, baked-on crust from eons of radiation damage. This gave the initial impression of a dry, inert asteroid. But we knew the deep freeze would soon end. The sun's radiation was finally reaching it. What would happen when this ancient ice began to boil? The tension shifted from fear of a rogue object to the shock of an imminent, exotic reaction. The focus shifted from its past to its immediate future. The comet was now moving fast, much faster than any of our native celestial bodies. Its speed was a staggering 30 kilometers per second. It was racing toward the inner solar system. Its perihelion, the closest approach to the Sun, was mapped to pass inside the orbit of Mars. This placed it in humanity's backyard. The scale of the encounter was overwhelming. We are so small. Our lives, our history, all of it fleeting moments compared to this object's journey. We stood on a fragile rock, watching a traveler who had crossed 100,000 astronomical units to briefly visit. And then, it began to react. As the solar winds hit the ancient, blackened crust, pockets of deep ice began to sublimate. But it wasn't the standard water ice. Chemical analysis suggested vast reservoirs of frozen carbon monoxide and methane. This dry ice exploded outward in violent, non-gravitational bursts. We didn't just see a trail, we saw fire. The jets were unpredictable. causing the comet to wobble and slightly alter its path. This added a layer of frightening uncertainty. We were watching an unpredictable, volatile machine from a distant star system. As the comet rushed past the asteroid belt, the true revelation came from its tail. The dry ice activity created a vast, shimmering coma, but its color was baffling. Spectral analysis revealed incredible concentrations of complex organic molecules, the building blocks of life, glycolides, sugars, and alcohols. This was the moment everything changed. This ancient object wasn't just old. It was incredibly rich. It carried the chemical recipes for life, preserved for hundreds of millions of years. It showed us that the interstellar medium, the space between stars, is far from empty. It is a cosmic soup, constantly seeding solar systems. The awe we felt was immense. We were looking at the potential delivery system for life itself, but there was a terrifying detail. The direction of the tail. Due to the high speed and intense radiation pressure, the comet exhibited a subtle anti-tail effect, where dust was pushed slightly forward of the nucleus in certain perspectives. This distorted, unnatural appearance added to the unsettling feeling. We were watching a physics experiment from another galaxy. The object was entering the peak of its activity, spewing millions of kilograms of exotic matter into our system. Its presence was loud, volatile, and profoundly moving. This single object, traveling for 500 million years, reminds us that we are not isolated. Our story is written in the stars. Every discovery is a window into our cosmic past, showing us how connected we truly are to the great unknown. The approach was flawless. The comet sped through the plane of the solar system, a majestic spectacle of light and smoke. Telescopes from around the globe were locked on. The emotional phase had shifted from shock to pure, focused wonder. We were getting the best look ever at an intact, active interstellar object. Its core remained shrouded, but the coma was magnificent. The sheer velocity was the most stunning detail. It wasn't slowing down. It wasn't staying. It was using the sun's gravity as a cosmic slingshot. It reached its perihelion, the absolute closest point to the sun, began to turn. The feeling was one of disbelief, an understanding that this contact was fleeting. The close encounter provided an opportunity to measure its overall mass and size with startling accuracy. It was estimated to be nearly 10 kilometers across, an enormous, primordial chunk of matter. Its size amplified the weight of its journey. Think of the sheer chance, the incredible geometry that led this specific, ancient object to pass directly through our system. It was a cosmic lottery win. We gathered the data, a mountain of it, knowing that in moments, the treasure would be gone. As quickly as it appeared, the ghost began its retreat. Gravity had done its work. The comet was hurtling away from the sun, accelerating back into the deep void. The emotional current became one of deep reflection. The mission was not to stop it, but simply to observe its transient, beautiful dance. The light of its coma began to dim. The dry ice jets cooled. The magnificent tail faded to a whisper. It was returning to the utter silence and cold from which it came. But it left behind a profound legacy. The matter it shed, the organic molecules it seeded, would continue to exist in our system long after the comet itself was too distant to track. We watched the light grow fainter, crossing the orbit of Jupiter, then Saturn. Our connection to it grew more tenuous. The knowledge it delivered about the complexity of interstellar chemistry, about the sheer, terrifying scale of cosmic time, was now part of us. We tracked it until it was just another data point, a fading echo. We knew it would never return. Its journey had only just begun. The universe had visited us and then moved on. The 760 million year journey of this interstellar comet is over, but our exploration has just begun. We now know that the building blocks of life are traveling constantly, traversing the void between stars. Does every solar system receive these primordial gifts? What happens when two of these ancient travelers meet? Take a moment. Look at the night sky tonight. Realize that somewhere out there, another ancient, dark object is already on its way, falling toward the light. What will we discover next? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. What part of the Comet's journey filled you with the most wonder, or the most dread? Subscribe to 3i Atlas to keep exploring these cosmic mysteries with us. Next time, we plunge into the deepest part of the galaxy to look for rogue planets' worlds without suns.